Hey everybody, it's the Bacon Bros podcast, back with another week. It's actually a different kind of episode this week. We're missing one of our associates, FreeBacon. He's not here today. Austin couldn't make it. So it's just me, the Baconator, and my dad.
Hello. I'd also like to say we're trying out a brand new microphone. As a producer, I'm all into the tech, so I'm curious to see how we sound after this one. On this one.
Firsthand, I think it sounds really good. I don't know how well it's going to show up on recording, but I hope we sound better. And let's get into the week recap.
Okay.
Sorry about that. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind right now? The Dodgers are playing. We're in the middle of the playoffs. And I know what you talk about. What does Austin usually talk about? What's on his mind from the stuff from the week? But at this very moment, only thing on my mind is what I'm interested in is Game 2, Dodgers and Padres. And I don't even know the score. I'm trying to look for it on the TV as we speak. What channel is it on?
Fox Sports 179.
Oh, 79.
It was bottom of the sixth, 4-3 Padres.
Yeah.
They won Game 1 with a 5-3 victory. And Vesia came in. He had I don't think it was any runs. It was Evan Phillips that gave up some runs, but he played pretty well.
4-3, bottom seventh. Also on my mind, Raiders. That Raiders game, I'm still not over it. I think they made the right decision by going for 2 because they have to win the game at some point. But man, that was tough. It was tough to watch them. They're a lot better than their record. And I think they've lost all of their games. The ones that they've lost have been within one score. So it's been a heartbreaking. That was a heartbreaking loss, but every loss is always heartbreaking. I always have to cry in the shower after they lose. I've been crying in the shower a lot the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit of more NFL later. Talk some Dodgers during the week recap too. On my mind is Max Verstappen. F1 wins the F1 title. I think there's a few races still left. He's just really good. And what actually happened was Red Bull they went over budget by 5%. And that's why their car is just way better than everyone else's. Aston Martin also did the same thing, but they're not nearly as good. Red Bull is just incredible. Max Verstappen's incredible. Won the F1 title. They didn't get punished very much. All they got was a fine.
What does going over budget means? They spend $5 more on gas?
They spend F1's like billions and billions of dollars.
Dude, gas prices are really expensive right now.
I mean, yeah, F1's just really expensive. Really, everything's got to be top notch.
So is it the amount of money that gets put into the car has to be, there's a limit?
I think so. Yeah. I think that's what it is.
And if they go over, it's like a salary cap.
Kind of.
They can pay over, but if they go over, they have to pay a certain tax.
No, they're not supposed to pay over.
They're not supposed to go over, period. So
no, they're not supposed to go over or else they get punished, but their punish was just like a slap on the wrist with just money.
Yeah, that's like salary cap, right?
Yeah.
You pay a tax if you go over.
A luxury tax.
Yeah, that's right.
Also on my mind, another not like, another not part, not one of the big 4 sports in the USA. Soccer. LA Galaxy made it to the playoffs in 4th place.
All right. So
yeah.
When do the Galaxy? When do playoffs start?
I'm not too sure. They play another match on Saturday against Nashville, but I don't think that's for the MLS. I think that might just be a friendly or something. Not too sure about that.
Uh-huh.
But they were on the edge. They were like hanging around 7, and they won against Real Salt Lake, and they shot up like to 5th, and now they're in 4th after their win.
Okay, who's the best player on Galaxy?
Chicharito.
Is he still the best?
Douglas Costa is really good. Joveljic, striker, he came in and scored like it was some crazy amount of goals in like 10 games or something, like 10 goals. I don't think that's what it is. But he came in, did the job. Kevin Cabral's they're kind of 9. Um he's he from what I've seen, he doesn't score too many goals, but he is a weapon up there. Um
What kind of style do they play? Do they have a particular style? Like, are they high offense or are they very conservative in how they play? Do you know? Do you know what the Galaxy's
Not really.
strengths are?
They're kind of balanced. I like that they're aggressive sometimes. Try to send it up to their forwards. Um, they also have Julian Araujo. He's really MLS All Star. Plays midfield. He's pretty good too. Um, Granzier, he's good too. Come up on the wings. Yeah, just a lot of good players on this team.
Where is LAFC on this?
LAFC is
Right.
first in the West.
They're first.
They're first in the West.
So, and how do playoff work? How do the playoffs work?
I think the number one team gets a bye in each conference.
Okay, and it's just one game, or is it 2 games and they score as like goals scored kind of thing?
For what?
For soccer playoff, for MLS playoffs.
To make the playoffs?
No, when you're in the playoffs, you just play one game. Is it single elimination or is it like round robin and then?
I think
is it like World Cup?
I think it's single elimination, but sometimes there's like legs in the playoffs. I think it depends what round you're in. Kind of like MLB.
Well, what they play 5 games first round, 7 games second round. Is that how it is? No,
I think so. I'm not too sure.
I think it's just one game.
One game. Yeah, it looks like it could just be one game.
Yeah, it's just a bracket style.
So the Nashville game on Saturday is a playoff game.
Ah, okay.
The Galaxy 4th, Nashville 5th. If the Galaxy win, they play LAFC in the next round.
No, is that okay? That's what I was going to ask.
Which kind of sucks.
And are there 8 teams that make the playoffs? And basically, there's
7.
7, and the first team gets a bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish we played somebody else if we make it in the next round. But Austin FC is on the other side. They're pretty good too. Real Salt Lake, the Galaxy beat them already. I don't think that there'll be too much of a problem for Austin FC. So that was MLS talk for the day.
All right.
And now we can get into the week recap. MLB postseason going on. Last time we talked about it, the postseason didn't even start, I don't think. Mariners swept the Blue Jays in the wild card round. 10-9 comeback victory, which is crazy. First playoff drought, 21 years, and they've already won a series.
Yeah, good for them. It's a feel-good story.
Yeah, Julio, J-Rod, Cal Relay, I think that's what his name. I think that's how you say it. But young, very exciting, very cool, fan favorite.
Okay, so who do they play in the next round?
They're playing the Astros.
Oh, they moved on. Okay, yeah, that's right. They're playing the Astros. They already won.
The Astros won game 1.
Game 1, that's right.
They
should be playing game 2 today, no?
I think so. I know the Braves played the Phillies. The Phillies made it. The Phillies swept the Cardinals, surprisingly. I was very confused about that. I thought the Cardinals had it in them. That would have been sick. Yachty, Albert Pujols, Waino, a lot of guys, but Rhys Hoskins, Bryce Harper, Alec Baum, Kyle Schwarber, those guys pulled it out.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals it would have been another feel good story if they would have gone a little further in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. And Braves won game 1. They played today as well. But the Braves barely won. I think it was by 1. Other side of the bracket, Guardians and Yankees. Yankees won game 1. Oh, it was a crazy 15th. The Guardians swept the Rays as well, with only 4 combined runs in the series.
Dang, that's wow.
Oscar Gonzalez hit a walk-off homer in the 15th inning. 15. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I actually had sold one of his cards on eBay a month back, like $15, and you could have gotten it now, but it got sold. It's gone. Got to pick up on these things faster. The Padres, that was the only not sweeping, a team that didn't get swept. The Mets didn't get swept, and the Padres made it to Game 3. I thought the Mets were going to do good. I thought they were a problem too. I thought the Mets were a problem. I'm glad we get to face the Padres, because the Dodgers against the Padres, it's like 14-4 in the regular season. They have the Padres number. I mean, come on now. The Dodgers, they basically have everybody's number. I was scared about the Mets because that one series in August, but it's not all about August. It's about October. It's not all about September. It's about October.
Yep, you got to carry that momentum, and they ran out of gas.
It's not always the best team in baseball that wins. It's about the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah, same thing with basketball. Yeah,
football is more of a team thing because it takes a lot of people, takes a lot of time to win. Of course, the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's why it's the most watched sport in the USA. In the America. Draymond had to step away from the Warriors after Jordan Poole fight. Who went into concussion protocol for a little bit.
He's a big guy. He hit him really hard. He just stepped right into it. Boom. I don't know what they were talking about. Doesn't matter, but it's your teammates. Sometimes it gets heated. Should never happen. No, you should never have to fight.
Yeah, I mean, Draymond's that type of guy. Chippy, he's always talking. Jordan Poole, that surprised me. He's young. He's up and coming. He's cool. I don't know why Jordan Poole got in there.
That's how teams are. That's how teams are. You travel a lot. You spend a lot of time with people, and you get to know the good and the bad of them. So I know it was preseason practice. Maybe they hadn't seen each other in a while. Maybe the stuff's carried over. Who knows? It just shouldn't happen like that.
Yeah, something about preseason. I don't know why the Stars playing it, just to get reps in, I guess. But they're putting Steph out there, putting AD out there. I feel like we should start AD as less as we can to save him for the regular season, for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're saving LeBron. Luckily,
LeBron's a lot older. Yeah, Anthony Davis is injury prone, but what do you mean? You can't. I think the reason the Stars are playing is to get their legs back.
Yeah,
I mean, not a lot of them. I don't know what they're doing in the offseason, but I think getting those reps is important. Playing at that speed is important. For Anthony Davis, he doesn't need to play, but it's sort of a double-edged sword. If he's not playing preseason, then maybe he's not getting his legs and his strength. But there's always a risk with him, especially for some reason, because it's just he seems to be injured all the time. Maybe it's better he gets injured early in the season.
Exactly.
So maybe that's why he's playing, so he can get his injury out of the way.
Better now than later. Russell Wilson has a partially torn lat muscle in his throwing shoulder. I think he is playing this week though. Didn't play very well against the Colts. Brian Robinson returned after getting shot twice in the leg before week 1. He's back week 5. Again, what I said last week. When can we bring this guy back? What's the timeline on this? Just run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Odell is returning.
Where?
People don't know.
Oh.
People don't know.
Well, it could be the Rams.
He said the Rams missed out.
Somebody saw him at the airport in Buffalo.
Somebody saw him everywhere. He went to the Giants. He went to the Packers.
Dallas.
Dallas. He's just that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he has the reputation, the clout to say, "Hey, I can go wherever I want," and then he can retire again, or not retire, just not sign. He's preserving himself. That's what he did last year.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Front running. He picks a team that he thinks is going to have the best
ring chasing.
Yeah,
kind of like Kevin Durant. Rob Pelinka extended through 2026, which is really good because he's doing big things for the Lakers. He's done big things. World champions in 2020. People call it the bubble year. I think it's harder in the bubble year. But just keep doing good things, Rob, and we won't get mad at you. Because you know how us LA, I mean, we're not in LA, but you know how LA fans are.
We're close to LA. We're practically LA.
Yeah, we are LA. I mean, we bleed blue and purple and gold and black and silver and black. That's out of state, but they were here at some point. At some point, they were here. The Panthers fired their head coach, Matt Rule. Get him out of here.
What was their record? Have they won a game?
1-4.
But that's not fair. They didn't have a.
He's been bad.
He's been bad, but
for past
the
seasons.
team has been bad too. They haven't had talent, and what's his name has been always getting injured.
It's funny. They want Sam Darnold back.
Yeah,
nobody's ever said that.
That's really funny. That's sad. So who's coaching them right now?
A backup assistant.
I see.
Assistant coach. Ronaldo scored his 700th career club goal, and Mbappe wants out of PSG and wants to go to Real Madrid. He was getting a lot of hate up to, like the next superstar Mbappe. You know him, right?
Yeah.
Holland, they're the next superstars. He just signed for a ton of money, like probably the top contract in soccer. And a lot of people gave him hate for choosing money over passion because he's always wanted to go to Real Madrid. But I guess he wants to get and go to Real Madrid. Maybe January transfer window. But it's kind of crazy. It came out of nowhere too.
Is PSG doing well right now?
Yeah, they're doing well. Dad, you see, they're in a farmers league. The league is not very good. PSG wins basically every single year.
Why don't? Oh, I see.
Messi's in it.
Right.
Messi's on PSG. Sergio Ramos, tons of guys. They have like two of the top goalkeepers on their team. You can only play one goal at a time. I mean, share the love. Share the love. That's all I have to recap this week. Well, we're going to move on to our NFL discussion. But before we do, I need to tell you about something. I need to tell you about me. Because this podcast is brought to you by me. On my eBay store, MCAS22, we have over 100 items for sale. I have graded cards such as A.J. Brown, Tua, Obi Toppin, and Adrian Peterson. Rookie cards such as Justin Herbert, Cody Bellinger, and Gronk. There's even a Rolly Fingers 101 autograph card.
It's Raleigh Fingers.
Only one in the world for Raleigh. Also listed is a Nintendo NES Classic Edition. Whenever those sell really well. So if you want to get something, buy it now. Send some offers. Because once something sells, it's gone forever. You need to act fast. Thank you for listening. And visit MCAS22 on eBay. Now into the NFL. I hate the Chiefs. I hate Patrick. He's too good. Patrick Mahomes is too good. He just does whatever he wants to. Josh Jacobs, pound and ground and pound.
He was running really well.
Career, he was 4th and 1. I don't know why they didn't give him the ball. Averaging 7.3 yards per carry. Career high in rushing, 184 yards.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, hit the cameraman, got a misdemeanor. I don't know if he'll be suspended or not, but he apologized for it, and he got 7 targets, only 3 receptions though. But you're gonna you know what happened?
Yeah, 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns,
124 yards,
over 100 yards. That's pretty efficient. That's pretty. I liked how he just throws his hand up like throw me like Randy Moss used to do. Just throw me the ball, I'll catch it, and he did on that really long one.
It's like college. It's like kind of high school. That's what they did at Fresno State. I'm guessing that's what Devontae Adams and used to do in high school. Jock Peterson was actually a wide receiver, like a stud wide receiver on Devontae Adams' high school team as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Travis Kelce had 7 receptions, 25 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's just as crazy of a stat as Adams' numbers.
People have been saying it for years. Tight ends are the hardest position to mark, especially Travis Kelce. He's fast, so you can't really put a linebacker on him. But he's strong, so you can't really put a DB on him. It's really hard to cover this guy, and it sucks. You might have to put like 2 or 3 guys on him, but you've seen what Patrick Mahomes can do. And that's the only receiving touchdown that the Chiefs had, I think. Just Travis.
Raiders made some dumb penalties, but you can't pin one game onto one single play like the missed field goal or silly roughing the passers or holding. But it's hard to look away from that as well and say, well, if you didn't do that or they didn't do this, they just lost by 1 freaking point.
There's a lot of bad rushing and passer call. A lot of controversial across the league. One during this game, who was it? Not Chandler Jones. It was the other Jones, the Jones brother, right?
Yeah.
John Jones' other brother. There's no defense in these games. The last time the Raiders won was in 2020, and before that was 2017.
Dang.
Yeah, and that 2017 was Patrick Mahomes' rookie year. I don't think he played that year because of Alex Smith. But geez, it's high scoring every single time. Like 40 points last 4 times. They played 30-29, 41-14, 48-9, 35-31. Raiders 40-32. It's crazy scoring so many points.
Yeah, it's been tradition against the Chiefs. The Raiders haven't been good in the last few years.
They're good this year. They're better than a lot of teams this year. They just find ways to lose.
That's been their mode of operation for
years.
A long time, for 20 years.
Called raidering it. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnett, Raiders, Las Vegas. Bad mix.
Maybe.
Nah. Thursday night football games have been bad. Except the Chiefs and the Chargers, they've been terrible. The Broncos are just not clicking. The Colts won in overtime by a field goal, and there were 7 field goals.
Yeah, that's
no
awful.
Touchdowns. It's terrible.
I wonder if that's because Thursday is like that's not enough time for teams to get ready, to prepare, to travel, to. I can't remember the last good Thursday night game.
It's been bad scheduling. That's just what they had the Browns and the Steelers playing.
Oh, you're talking about team-wise. Yeah.
Team-wise and game-wise.
Yeah, I don't.
It's been bad. Giants are rolling. They're 4-1 now after a win against the Packers in London. Saquon, just incredible. Snaps it in Wildcat sometimes. Daniel Jones puts his body on the line for this team. Bloody, sprained ankle. He puts it there. Brian DeMan. They're just getting it done. Why do they need defense? They can just get it done. Aaron Rodgers gets rid of the ball quick. They've been giving him really quick options, whether it's Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon didn't get a lot of touches this week. But he's throwing it quick to Romeo Dubes, Christian Watson, Robert Tonyan, just getting rid of the ball quick.
He still had a chance for them to win at the end there, just got batted down twice. But Rogers still put him in a position that they could have won easily. But they didn't.
Yeah. The Bills killed the Steelers. I think it was something like 38-3. Kenny Pickett, he can sling. He had like 300 yards and he can run. The play calling was not the greatest. I don't know what's going on. And Gabe Davis went absolutely crazy.
Bills are the real deal.
Bills are the real deal. Chiefs are the real deal.
They took a week off last week, pretty much. But when they want to turn it on, they were at home too, right?
Yeah.
They're really good at home.
That's all. You're betting. Your system really knows when they're at home or not.
Yep.
The Browns, they missed their game-winning field goal. The Chargers cannot just have a safe win. I don't know what's going on. They have to give their heart attacks. They have to give heart attacks to their fans every single time. And Austin Eckler and Nick Chubb ran their hearts out. They ran really well.
Yeah, the Browns deserved to win that game, but then they decided to brown it.
Mm-hmm. The Vikings beat the Bears. The Bears actually scored a lot more points. The Vikings are good, though. The Vikings are good. The Patriots shut out the Lions 29-0. They went from having a really bad defense and a really good offense to having a really bad offense and still a really bad defense, actually. Nothing really good to say about the Lions.
Never is.
The Patriots, I'm glad they're carrying the ball because, I mean, Bailey Zappi, it's okay. He's very inexperienced. They just kind of threw him in there. So just run the ball. Rondé Stevenson's getting it done. Damian Harris went off, I believe. He's not playing this week. But just keep running the ball, Patriots.
It looks like the Patriots really haven't found who they are yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been lost without Tom Brady. The Texans got their first win over the Jaguars. People thought the Jaguars were hot stuff, but I guess not. Dameon Pierce, it's looks like it's working out now for Houston. He's worth the hype. Saints beat the Seahawks. Taysom Hill went off. He had 9 carries, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and threw a touchdown in the air.
That was pretty good.
That's partly because Jameis Winston, Jarvis Landry, and Michael Thomas were out. But so they have to go to Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, playmakers.
I think Seahawks are another team like the Patriots where they can't they don't know who they are without, of course, their quarterback.
Russ. Geno cooked, though. He did cook. He played well. They came pretty close. The Jets beat the Dolphins 40-17. People thought the Dolphins were going to be contenders, especially after week 2. Well, then again, didn't have Tua, didn't have Teddy Bridgewater. They had to play Skylar Thompson, who I think is also going to play this week, unless Teddy Bridgewater comes back. But third string quarterback, Jets had 5 rushing touchdowns, and Breece Hall just continues to impress. They barely threw the ball, though. Barely threw the ball with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson had he ran too. And Ahmad Sauce Gardner, his first career interception. He's been playing well too. Number 4 overall pick.
Sauce.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's the best name for a DB.
Pretty good, yeah.
Probably better. Actually, I feel like it'd be better for a wide receiver.
Sauce.
Got put in the sauce. Buccaneers, Falcons, way too close. Like, it didn't need to be that close. It was a 6-point game. Falcons keep running the ball. Mariota's not a reliable passer, but they kept running the ball. Titans beat the Commanders. Commanders could have. They had first and goal, second and goal, third and goal, fourth and goal. Carson Wentz interception on the last play. But he slung otherwise. 359 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Are the Titans back, do you think? Are they, because last year they were.
Nah, Derrick Henry's doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 2 tutties.
So they're not going to be as good as they were last year.
Treylon Burks was out as well.
Are you tired?
No.
Come on then.
49ers beat the Panthers. Incredible defense by the 49ers. Jeff Wilson Jr. rushing well. And Jimmy G doesn't pass it to, he's not Cooper Kupp based. He's not like a Cooper Kupp based Matthew Stafford. He likes to distribute it. Cowboys beat the Rams 22-10. Cooper Rush remains undefeated. And Micah Parsons has 6 sacks now in the season.
Yeah, it could be an MVP candidate.
So could Max Crosby. He has the same amount of sacks. I don't think he's nearly as good as Micah, though.
Yeah, Max Crosby hasn't changed any games, and they need to win.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know if an MVP, how many MVPs have there been with guys on teams with losing records? If it's ever happened, I don't know.
No, Christian McCaffrey hasn't gotten it, right? He might have actually.
Did he? He might have got an offensive player of the year, but I don't.
Yeah.
But not an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have to win to be an MVP.
Tony Pollard is way more effective than Zeke. He got less carries too. I feel like Tony Pollard. Zeke has a big contract too. Get rid of Zeke. Play Tony. Tony Romo, Tony Pollard. The Tonys are good for Dallas. Rams need to figure out their offensive line, and run game is not there. Trade for McCaffrey.
Trade who for McCaffrey?
I don't know. That's what they were saying online.
Oh.
Rumors, heard about that. Eagles yet to lose 2017 over the Cardinals.
Are they the only undefeated team?
Yeah, 5-0
in the league.
Yeah,
man. I think all the other teams. Like, there hasn't been. I think last year there was a bunch of 6-0, 7-0 teams.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is the real deal.
Yeah,
he's the real deal. And last game, Justin Tucker hit a game-winning field goal to beat the Bengals on, was it Sunday Night Football? Yes, Sunday Night Football, 19-17. Lamar Jackson had a down game without Rashad Bateman. T. Higgins re-aggravated his ankle during that game, but he played on it last week. He's been missing. It's unfortunate for T. Higgins. He's really good. He just can't stay on the field. Justin Tucker, he'd be the most. He's changed more games than any kicker, I think, in the world. A really strong NFC East: Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, and not the Commanders. But their division is crazy.
Yeah,
NFC
that was
East.
an amazing turnaround because the last few years they've been awful.
Yeah.
The team who has won the league has been like 8-8 or 9-7. I don't know about last year. The last year was they played 17 games, but yeah, it's notorious for being a crappy division. But this year they have strong records so far.
And the AFC West, I'm sorry, has not been up to par as what we thought it would be this season. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, especially with the quarterbacks on every one of those teams, you would think they'd have much better records.
Yeah, much better records. So that was a little NFL discussion this week. We'll get to our NFL predictions. Right?
Predictions.
Austin sent me his. He did not pick the Eagles last week. He picked the Cardinals. Did not turn out well for him. Last week he actually did a lot better this week.
Yeah, what are the records?
He got 10-6. Austin got 10-6. I got 11-5.
Wow.
And you got 10-6 as well.
I got 10-6 as well.
Yes. So the total records are now Austin caught up a little bit. 31-32-1. I am 38-25-1. And Dad, you are 34-29.
Still above 500, and then I'll take that.
We got our picks done. It's kind of Austin's not here. Cut it out of the podcast. We'll tell you our results next week. We're not lying about this. We actually did our picks now. Okay. But we have our special guest here now.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
He likes this new mic. He's kind of playing with it now.
This looks kind of. You know what? You got a huge mic. It takes up more room in this little. I don't know how you stand it. You can't fit in the studio. I have to kick out your producer so that I can fit in here.
It's Kram the Complainer, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. If you didn't know, if you didn't recognize my voice, I should be complaining about you missing your co-host. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh no, kids these days. All right, well, that might be my next whatever bugs me. But that's not why I'm here. Why am I here today?
Because you're complaining. That's what you do, Kram.
Oh, all right. You know what bugs me?
What bugs you?
Why a foul tip is not an out. Do you know what I mean when I say foul tip?
Yeah.
Right? Pitcher throws the ball, batter swings, hits the ball, just foul, just barely tips it, and the catcher catches it.
Yeah.
Why is that not an out? The batter hit the ball, the catcher catches the ball. Out. It should be an out. What am I missing? You know, the rule is kind of dumb. It says a foul tip should be treated as equivalent to a pitch at which the batter swings and misses. So basically, a foul tip is treated as a swing and a miss. That's why when it's on the third strike, it's considered an out. But why? I don't understand. If a batter swings and pops the ball up over the catcher's head, and the catcher goes back and catches it, that's an out.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between a ball being popped up and a ball just being sort of tapped into the catcher's glove? I don't know.
Can I also say something
Before
you move on?
Yes.
Like, what's also the difference with it hitting the plate and you swinging at it? Why do you have the chance to run to first? Is that considered a wild pitch? The catcher still has.
Oh,
it.
you mean on the third strike, if the catcher misses it, they get to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dumb rule too. That'll be another one, but that's not what I'm talking about. Let's say he tries to bunt. Okay, he tries to bunt, and the ball slightly pops up that the catcher has to move just enough to catch it. The batter is out. I understand that catching a foul tip is more luck than skill. It's not like the catcher was trying to, catch the ball straight from the foul tip. It just kind of happens, right? The ball is traveling at such a high speed. There's such a high velocity when it hits the bat. It doesn't move. It moves slightly, and the glove is already where the ball would have been. And that's sort of how a catcher ends up catching it. But call it an out. It's an out. It's a foul tip. It's a foul. It's a foul. It's an out. It should be an out. He just, the catcher just squeezes his glove after that pitch, and it's an out. Luck or not. Maybe luck is the reason. Maybe they want to say, it's sort of, lucky thing that he caught. He didn't really try to catch it. It just kind of happened. But I don't see them not calling an out if a pitcher makes a lucky catch. Sometimes when they hit a shot fired back to the mound and the pitcher just throws his glove up and catches it, that's kind of luck.
Well, that's a danger.
It's definitely very, very dangerous.
In the face of death.
Maybe it's not luck. I don't know. I mean, the argument could be that, this was made because it's not good for the batter. It's not good for offense. And I understand offense is what sells tickets. People want to see hits, runs, long balls, homers, dingers. This would only hurt the attractiveness of the game, right? You have less offense, you have less audience, I guess. If batters were called out for this, then there would be less chances for batters to create offense. Okay, I get that. But if they really thought about it, I'm sure pitchers wouldn't like this rule. They're constantly under pressure to perform. They only work every 4 to 5 games and are heavily scrutinized. So this for sure would help them get an extra out or two a game. They work hard to get the batters out. And, it also results in a few less pitches for them. So their arms would be maybe a little bit fresher. I don't know. I could also make the argument that it might speed up the game. Everybody knows baseball games can be long and boring. And long and boring games bug me. Thank you.
You have anything else to say?
No, I don't.
No?
Nah.
Okay. Well, that was Kram, everybody.
All right. Should I let myself out?
Yeah, can you bring my producer back?
All right. I'll let him know that you're ready. That guy's kind of mean to me sometimes. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. The bacon maker's back. You're back, huh?
Yo, that guy is full of energy. How do you stand him in this little room?
I know, right? All he does is just complain too. Before we go, do want to talk a little bit of basketball, right?
All
A
right.
little bit of basketball. The Nets are good. The Nets, if they can work out their problems, Ben Simmons is back, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. We talked about that. Already. The Hawks are going to be sick. DeJounte Murray, Justin Holiday, Aaron Holiday, Frank Kaminsky, Jarrett Culver, AJ Griffin. All additions. Got rid of Danilo Gallinari. Got rid of Lou Will, Kevin Herter. But this team is good. John Collins with the lob threat. Trae Young. I really like this team. DeJounte Murray may not be the greatest we think he is. He was on the Spurs. He's the only guy on the Spurs. Spurs are going to have real problems without him. But I really like the Hawks.
Okay.
You don't really have much to say, do you?
Preseason basketball, preseason grades, all of that. I mean, it's a long season, so anything can happen.
Yeah, the Hornets have not done well. They lost Miles Bridges. They didn't really add too much. They hired a head coach. They lost a head coach and Montrezl Harrell. But not much. They didn't really re-sign any. The Hornets are moving back when they should be more moving forward. Cody Martin, LaMelo Ball. With LaMelo Ball, you need a score. Your score is gone. Who else are they going to get? Who else would you get? They need to make some moves before the trade deadline. They need to do something. The Charlotte Hornets are going to be bad.
This is a bad segment for me because I really don't pay attention to basketball until after Christmas. That's really, you know what? I sound like Kram. I sound like a freaking complainer guy now. I think it's whatever's in this seat, whatever he left here, I'm starting to pick up. Did
he leave it warm?
Yeah, I guess.
On the hot seat, taking hot takes. The Cavs are good. Donovan Mitchell, of course, added. Ricky Rubio coming back. Isaiah Mobley, Evan Mobley's brother. They're gonna have little towering action brothers. That's kind of sick. Darius Garland, of course, on there. Larry Markkinen got lost. Colin Sexton got lost. Ache Bajai, from Kansas, the rookie. They all went to the Jazz. But I think they're gonna be good. Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, and Darius Garland. That sounds like a good team. Lobbing. Darius Garland was lobbing into Donovan Mitchell in the preseason. Preseason highlights get a lot of those actually, at least from Bleacher Report. And you don't like the preseason. Gives
it's
you
just a bunch of names right now. To me, they have to prove it on the court.
People have proven it on the court. The Nuggets. The last team I'm going to talk about. They added Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, Bruce Brown Jr., Ish Smith, just kind of big rotation guys, and Christian Braun. I love Christian Braun. Can be defensive for a team that has Jamal Murray and Jokic, just playmakers. That won't really be too defensive. But Christian Braun and KCP, two defensive guards. Christian Braun can shoot too. He from a rookie from Kansas, like 21 overall. He's gonna be sick. He's one of my favorite rookies. And of course, my favorite player, Tyrese Maxey, still on the 76ers.
They got rid of Boogie though.
Boogie
Cousins.
Oh well, Boogie hasn't really done anything. Boogie hasn't really danced these past few years.
No.
Nothing really to do with him.
No.
Tyrese Maxey's going to have a big year, calling it. And that's the end of this episode. Go check out MCAST22 on eBay. Go check out the Heirloom app. Go check out our other episodes. And anything else to say?
No. I hope Austin's back next week.
Gotta love pigs. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.